Rod here, thanks for joining me. It is Tuesday the 25th of June and I'm on Lake Superior at Goulais Bay. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Goulais. And I'm in a little Airbnb called the Bunkie. And this property, people live on it, and they also have a business called Forest the Canoe. I'll be talking to Ryan and Shana probably tomorrow, just get a quick brief of the kind of things that they do. But it's a wilderness outfitter. You can see all their equipment in here. Their canoes. Let's just go take a look at it. It's the first time I've actually ever seen Lake Superior. I think I was by it when I was a kid once, but I've never been on it. And this is Mason. Hello Mason, how you doing? You're a nice looking dog, eh? Yeah, you are. Hey, oh, don't be shy. Hey, don't be shy. Can you smell my cat grayling? Yeah. Oh, give me a lick. So there's Lake Superior. Take a look at all the rocks on the shore here. So there's a small bay around the corner. That's an island over there. It looks like it's got a beautiful beach on it, so I may paddle out there a little bit later. I mean, Lake Superior, according to Ryan, I mean, you really got to keep track of the wind and stuff. It says here the wind is predominantly out of the west, which is that way. It's fairly light now. I mean, if I'm ever worried, I won't go very far from shore in my pack boat. And they have a tent that they also rent on Airbnb. Oh, it looks like it actually probably is a hot tent. Oh, look at this little fire pit. White duck, let's have a look inside. Oh, okay, it's got a... And let me get this open. Got a blow-up mattress, a Jackeray power station, yeah, stove jack, I guess you call that, for in the winter time. Boy, this is nice and cozy. This would be fairly basic. I mean, right now it's the bug season, so you'd want to make sure you've got your bug net down. This is a nice little spot, isn't it? Oh, one thing I got to do is I got to check to see how cold the water is. In case you don't know this, Lake Superior is the biggest lake by area in the world. By volume, I think it's a Russian lake. There's some mergansers way out there. Mergansers are ducks. Well, right here at the shore, it's not too cold. Well, I think I'll go unpack and then I'll put my pack boat in the water. Oh, my cat will be so mad when he sees this. What are you doing with that dog? Hey. Ah, those are nice. I'll give you a tour of the inside of the place once I've got everything unloaded and inside. Yeah, and here's the restroom. So the outhouse has electricity. The bunkie has electricity. There's no shower, so I'll just have to hand wash. Okay, let's have a look at what we got here. So, bunk beds. I think they're queens. So I asked Ryan didn't have to set up the top one because it's only me. And I believe this is a futon. So it's got a little burner so I can heat up water. It's got a small fridge. This is my own fridge. I got it plugged in and there's water. Oh, there's even a fan up there. So it's got all the basics, everything I need. I brought my kitchen stuff in case there's anything missing, so that's all in that toolbox. I brought my barbecue. That's a Napoleon 2 burner. I brought my own Helinox chair and little side table. Don't know if I'm going to need it. So, all the comforts of home. I got a fish. I was trolling. Oh, it's a bass. I got him. Oh, what a beautiful looking fish. My first Lake Superior smallmouth bass. It's not big, but it's at least a meal. Wow. I'm with Ryan from Forest the Canoe. Is that right?
That's right, you got it.
And he's just gonna give us a little brief on their business, what they do, and a little bit about their property. So
yeah, sweet, welcome. You kind of get the Bunkie welcome right while we're here, and then here in front of us we got the paddle shop and kind of our normal garage and workshop. First off though, my name's Ryan. I am one of the owners and operators of Forest the Canoe. We're a pretty small business. It is myself and my partner Shana. She also has a job where she works at Parks Canada, so that's where she is today. Here we offer tours, trips, and outfitting. We do canoe, kayak rentals. We take a lot of folks paddling that have never been in a canoe or a boat before, so folks that just want to experience the north, get out on Lake Superior with a guide when it's safe and comfortable. And we usually try to start here. This is what we call our base camp, and we have our Bunkie Airbnb, and then on the lakeside there we have our vintage canvas tent Airbnb.
And we'll take a look at that in a minute. But do you do things 4 seasons?
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff in the winter related to snowshoeing. We'll usually curate like one overnight camping trip in like a hot tent. Sometimes the weather gets the best of us with that, but again, it's usually something focused to beginners, folks that have never done it before and kind of want that safety of having it all outfitted with a guide.
But you do rent out hot tents, don't you?
Yeah, you can. We have like a pole esker, and then it kind of comes with the tie-outs and a little stove. The tent at the back, that might be something in the future, but yeah, for sure you can rent the smaller one, so that probably fit about like 2 adults comfortably, maybe 3 if you're kind of squishing and snuggling.
Okay, let's just see some of the equipment that you have in there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not sure the lights will help too much. This is what we call our paddle shop. We're pretty, basic. We have a few boats, and we usually like to get big groups out, so having a fleet of PFDs, paddles, canoes, and kayaks makes that easy. We always try to reuse and make new life out of old gear, so you can see some of the old 80s framed JanSports. They're one of my favorite packs on there, and yeah, we always kind of keep it basic, but we like to offer stuff like a wooden paddle, right? Like we like to paddle with wooden paddles, so of course as an outfitter it's better to use an aluminum $14 one. Maybe it wouldn't get beat up so much, but we think adding that to the experience for somebody who's never paddled before.
Wood is nice, and I noticed you've got some snowshoes over there in the corner.
Yeah, so we could probably hang out with about a fleet of 20 snowshoe friends. We usually get groups out, like college groups and other groups in the winter time. I work at a cross-country ski facility in Sault Ste. Marie as well, so pretty lucky to have all this around, and we get to do all this for fun and work.
And you also rent out canoes. Let's just go take a look at those. Got a pile of wood here. Apparently that's next year's wood, so I guess it's just sort of drying.
Yeah, the tarp will come off of it soon, and we'll have to stack it up. Wait till friends come over and visit though, eh?
How many canoes do you have?
So the fleet of green is like 10 canoes, and then we have, a couple of old museum pieces that we've gotten given to us from friends just to kind of pay it forward. And yeah, this is one. We call this one the Don Special. Our friend Don donated it, and his goal is for us to, get folks out paddling with it. We've already been able to do so. This is the original Forest the Canoe. You can see the name written on this side here. I should probably explain. People always ask.
Actually, that was one of the questions I was gonna ask, because it does seem a little bit off the wall, but I'm sure it means something. Yeah, I mean, and it's good for a business, right? It gets people to ask more questions. Why? It makes it remarkable. It's pretty like personal though. Me and my partner Shana love going canoeing and backcountry camping. We saved up money during a time when we needed to save up some cash. We didn't have to use it for our emergency plans, so we bought a canoe, and we named the canoe Forest because that's where it was going to take us. It's the name of a canoe.
And then when we named our business, we named our business after our canoe. Enter Forest the Canoe, and that's the original one there. From Hamilton Beach Marine in Hamilton, Ontario. It was a scratch and dent model, and yeah, it's been around the province pretty good.
Yeah, let's go take a look at the shore and the tent. And this is Mason. Mason is a female named after Bill Mason. Hey, how you doing? You're a husky Malamute?
Mason, can you speak?
Hey. Oh, yeah. He was a little bit leery of me when he first met me, but now we're best of friends.
Yeah, we got our beautiful shoreline here. Maple Island is kind of one of our attractions. We like to get folks out too when we're paddling, and you can see the Sandy Islands Provincial Park further in the distance. And it might look a little warmer than what it is. It's a little chilly right now, especially in the wind, but definitely totally worth it. And a nice hot summer day, it's still just as beautiful.
I didn't realize that those two islands were provincial park.
Yeah, non-operating, so you can still go there. It's usually motorboats that get out there. Folks, you could still get in a lot of trouble getting out there, so make sure you know what you're doing and be prepared. Yeah, and sometimes sea kayakers will make their way out there as well, for sure.
Now, how far away is, what's this island called again?
This is called Maple Island.
Okay.
From us, it's like about 3.5 kilometers. From the closest point to shore, it's about 1.5 kilometers. And then the Sandy Islands, they're about 10 kilometers from us. Yeah.
One of the things I noticed yesterday is, including this bay, how shallow everything is. I mean, I was almost at the island yesterday and it was only 40 feet.
Yeah.
But generally it's less than 15 feet all up there. And again, you got to go quite far from the shore before you even get to 20-25 feet. Now that's my pack boat. That one there, but these are also theirs.
Behind me you can see the vintage canvas tent. This would be my favorite spot to stay if I were to come for an Airbnb. It's right on the lake shore. You can get some beautiful sunsets here, top notch. So if you're interested in a canvas tent experience, it's a nice 10 by 10 tent on a 12 by 10 platform. So you can get out of the elements if it's still a windy day on Lake Superior. Got a nice little fire pit over here. Fun spot for folks to hang out.
Now tell me, if you stay here, it's as if you're camping, so you bring all your cooking stuff,
yeah,
all your sleeping stuff, except there's a mattress in there. You provide the water, I'm guessing.
Not for the camp site. We do for the Bunkie. The Bunkie, you have to stay for 2 nights, and you're kind of, you know, it's more for folks who like the accommodation of like a roof and some electricity. Here we are really trying to create a provincial park experience, but with just the tent set up, and that's exactly what we're going for. So if somebody needed water, like, hey, can I fill up my jug? Totally, that happens. We get a lot of travelers too, folks that are staying one night, just because we're about 20 minutes off the highway from Highway 17.
Oh, so the minimum stay for this is 1 night and the Bunkie is 2 nights?
Yeah, sure, yeah.
Okay. Now I had my fire here last night because nobody was staying here. He's got various fire pits around the property, but this is a nice little spot. And you know, you're also a bit more secluded because you've got all the trees, and
yeah.
He provided some wood that I bought off him. I didn't even use half of what I had yesterday.
Oh, I always tell people too, like, if you want the champagne, right, you can buy it, it's good. But otherwise, folks are free to just kind of collect what's laying around. I'll usually throw brush piles here, so there's always fire starter as well.
Yeah, that stuff really burnt well. One thing he didn't mention is the Bunkie and the tent. They both have their own outhouses. I'm not sure about the one at the tent, but the one at the Bunkie, the outhouse has electricity, so you've always got your lights. There's no showers. If you wanted, you could go for a swim. For me, it's still a little bit cold. I think it's only about 62 degrees, maybe 15 degrees C, Lake Superior, so. So the Bunkie is very quaint. If you were here with another person that isn't a really good friend of yours, you may find it a little bit cramped. I mean, this would be best to come with your partner. Alone or with a partner, then you wouldn't get in each other's way. Boy, what a difference since yesterday. I think maybe I got a little bit lucky because it was pretty well dead calm when I went out yesterday. I arrived here and I went out fishing around 4:30, I guess around 4:30. And I fished till almost 7. So I'm only here for 2 nights, so I've got 1 more night and I'm leaving tomorrow. Yesterday I intended to barbecue, but I ended up getting Chinese takeout in Sault Ste. Marie. So I'm barbecuing right now. Barbecued ribs, baby back, I believe baby back ribs. Pre-boiled corn on the cob. I'm just heating it up. And Bacardi spiced rum and coke. Cheers. It's good to be alive. What a beautiful place. And my hosts, Ryan and Shana, are great. And Mason the dog. And I did see Ketchup the cat inside by a window. Apparently Ketchup is 14 years old and she's got a little bit of an abscess or something right now, so I think they're a little bit worried about her health. I hope she's a she. Anyway, boy, I like this area, Lake Superior. Of course it's awful rough right now. I mean, you got to be really careful, especially in a small craft like my pack boat on top of the car there. But I mean, it's really windy now. This morning or earlier today I got the drone out before the wind picked up, so that was lucky. This is my barbecue, by the way. It's a 2-burner Napoleon, and it runs off these things. I also run off the regular propane cylinder with a special hose that adapts to that. I refill these, by the way. Yeah, it seems like an awful shame is to throw those things away. So they're quite easy to recharge. All you need is a special hose, and you just recharge them from a regular barbecue propane cylinder. That's also my table. This is from MEC. This is the smaller one. I've got a bigger one too, and they fold up into a small bag. Great for camping. I mean, if I'm in my boat and I'm not gonna portage, I'll take one of these tables with me. Tell me that doesn't look good. Look at that. Oh, I love pork. Yeah, I didn't get pork when I lived in Saudi Arabia. To remind you, I spent 2 sessions in Saudi Arabia, and I was there about 30 years in total. Let's have a Saudi Arabia flashback right now. Well, here I am, 22.8 kilometers from where I went off the tarmac road at Sedus Dam. Well, I'm literally at the top of the world here. It's the highest point around. So that's a lot different than here, right? But I do miss the Saudi Arabian desert. But it's nice to be back in Canada where I can eat my pork and drink my alcohol. Alcohol is probably going to become legal in Saudi Arabia fairly soon. I mean, they're really starting to have a tourist push. And if you want to get, you know, foreign tourists, yeah, if they're sitting on a beach or, you know, the nightlife, they like a glass of wine, they like a beer. So, it's all the changing. But I don't know if I can eat all this. Ever wonder why I'm a fat bastard? I didn't realize I had so many ribs. This is basically 2 servings in the freezer pack. Now let's start off with the corn anyway. As I say, I pre-boiled the corn, wrapped it in foil back a couple days ago, just kept it in the fridge, and you just need to stick it on the barbecue to warm it up. Well, I'm gonna use my fingers. Better roll up my sleeves. Oh, these are so good. I'm not exactly roughing it where I am. Last one, last rib. Oh, I can't believe I've eaten so much. I think I'm also wearing it on my face. That's all she wrote. I can't believe I ate the whole thing. Good morning. It's 7:30. I'm pretty well packed up. Just a few more things to put in the car. I thought I'd just have another look at the lake. Still pretty rough. You couldn't get I wouldn't be comfortable in my pack boat in this, especially with the wind. Launching it would also be a problem. See, the shore is also very shallow, so with these waves and stuff, you'd probably be banging all the rocks. At the moment it's a bit overcast, but it looks like the clouds are coming in. Definitely not as rough as it was last night. It's also not as windy. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and until I see you again, take care now.